Welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing CS Herediano, nil Pacific FC 1, 0-1 esta noche, 1-1 on aggregate, 1-1 global, 6-5 on penalties, 6-5 penales. Herediano wins the tie by the skin of their teeth. Pacific fought the whole time, the whole 90 minutes, the whole 2 legs, and just barely lost. I'm proud of Pacific, but we'll get into that. Halftime, it was 0-0, 1-0 on aggregate, 1-0 global, 0-0 esta noche, all the way to the 89th minute. Then Gianni Dos Santos scores in the 89th minute, takes a shot, hits a hope and a prayer, goes into the near post, past Alvarado to make it 1-0, 1-0. 1-1 on aggregate, 1-1 global. That's the way the match would end. 0-1 esta noche, 1-1 global. Away goals even. We go to penalties. Start with Thomas Mueller-Jaguar for Pacific. He scores his penalty. Miguel Basulto puts his wide. It's 1-0 Pacific. Then Josh Hurd makes it 2-0, takes a great penalty, puts it past. But Kennedy Roca scores his. It's 2-1. 2-1 Pacific. Marco Bustos scores his. 3-1. 3-1. But Jefferson Bernays answers back. 3-2. 3-2. Then Genario Daniels misses his. It's saved. And Lopez makes it 3-3. 3-3. Then Manny Aparicio scores his penalty to at least guarantee sudden death. And Arturo Campos answers 4-4. 4-4. 4-4. Gianni Dos Santos, the one who sent this 2 penalties, scores his, makes it 5-4. 5-4. But Orlando Gallo answers back 5-5. Amer Didic misses his penalty. He gets saved. And Ariel Soto puts it past Callum Irving to make it 6-5. 6-5, that's the way it would end. Herediano win on penalties. 6-5 over the aggregate. And they go through to the quarterfinals to face the winner of Cartagenas and Real España. Right now that would be Real España. Stats are as follows. 11 shots to 4, 4 shots on goal to 3, 50% possession to 50% possession. 363 passes to 377 passes, 88% pass accuracy to 85% pass accuracy, 11 fouls to 15, 1 offside to 1, 2 yellow cards to 3, 0 red cards to 1, 5 corners to 2. Pacific fought their asses off. They really did, over both legs. They deserved to at least go to a penalty shootout, and they did. Did they deserve more? Yeah, but they fell apart right at the end. The penalty shootout just didn't go their way. Irving couldn't make any saves, but it was a good shootout. And they were in it till the very end. They kept fighting till the very end. And that's honestly very good by Pacific. They should have at least drawn it home, and they got a goal away. They got the penalties, and they tried. They were so close to going to the quarterfinals and keeping their CONCACAF Champions League dream alive. They didn't, but they fought hard. And overall, they were the better team than Herediano, I think. I think Pacific wanted it more. They wanted to get through, and they wanted to get this right. And they got a bit, at times, they got a bit, I would say, undisciplined, which led to the red card. Of course, Dixon elbows, back elbows, the Herediano player gets sent off for it, I think rightfully so. Other fouls, there were a lot of fouls called for Herediano that weren't called for Pacific, I have to say. It could have gone either way. I think it should end up being 10 versus 10, but that's just me. But that referee was in the tank, and luckily we got the penalties. Pacific got the penalties, and deservedly so. And it almost went their way. If Genario Daniels scores that penalty, we don't talk about this as a loss. It wasn't a great penalty by any means. Amir Didic misses, and I think he missed against York as well in the Canadian Championship, if I'm not mistaken, after sending it to penalties. So, great save there by Alvarado. I can't be mad at this. I think it shows Pacific is a tough team, a very, very tough team, and they deserve to go farther, but Herediano is a former champion and not a defending champion. There's a big difference. Champion's curse only happens to defending champions, a.k.a. Comunicaciones. What the hell is going on there? 1-0 Diniahen, 2-0 on aggregate. I mean, Comunicaciones could score 2 goals, but I did not expect it here. But my bracket's busted for sure, but of course the last CONCACAF league is going to go out crazy, ain't it? Sometimes you have bad rounds. It is what it is when it comes to predictions. But Pacific played damn well. Oh, there's one. There's one for Comunicaciones. Oh, no, there wasn't. Oh. I'm watching the Comunicaciones game as we're going, but because I need to watch it for the recap. I did watch both legs, so. Same thing with Tauro. But the thing about Pacific is I'm honestly proud of them. They fought. They fought the whole way. They never gave up. They never gave an inch. Even down a man, they never gave an inch. Pacific is a tough team and a very strong team to play. And they don't care about what you think or what you want. They're going to play their way. And they still played some free-flowing football down a man. Legitimately. I've never seen something that good. Pacific wanted to play their way, and they played their way the whole time. And honestly, it didn't hurt them. They never capitulated. And I'm proud of that. But Herediano did what they had to do. They didn't look like the better team really throughout the tie. They just did what they had to do. And I'm not going to complain about it. They're former champions. They have history. And I'm sure without Bennett, Juice and Bennett, it's harder to win. But still, they got through. To me, over both legs, Pacific got what they deserved out of this tie. Well, I think they deserve better, but they got at least what they deserved out of this tie, bare minimum. They got a penalty shootout. They fought their asses off. They earned it. And sadly, it just fell at the final hurdle. But that's football. That's football for you. Pacific were a tough team. They never gave up, and they could enjoy this experience. They're not as good. Turns out, I guess they're not as good as Forge, or they needed more experience. And beating a Jamaican team 6-0 is not enough experience in CONCACAF to overcome a former champion. Such is life. But with that being said, I enjoy watching Pacific throughout this tournament. I love watching them play, but throughout this tournament, they never quit. Even when the going got tough, they never quit. And I respect that. And I've always had a good thought about Pacific. I've never had a bad thought on them. I've never questioned them. They've always been good in my book. As it should be. So, Herediano, well-deserved. They pushed their way through. They got what they needed, and they got through. They're on to the quarters to play the winner of Real España or Cartagenas. It could be a Costa Rican derby still, or we got Honduras versus Costa Rica. The two nations who have dominated this tournament so far, besides the one Comunicaciones run and the one Ford semifinal run. Can't wait to see it. Still going to be covering this tournament no matter what. Don't worry. We're going the whole way. With that being said, man of the match for me, Alvarado. Strong goalkeeping. Won the penalty shootout. Deservedly, man of the match for me. Pacific will have better chances in Champions League in the future, I bet. They'll learn from this. But they'll be back, I'm sure. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Once subscribed, send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in the playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow for a live watch along of Cibao versus Motagua. Or Motagua versus Cibao, leg 2. And an RSR for Alianza versus Verdez, leg 2. I will see you tomorrow for both those matches. And I hope you enjoy that. And I'll be here on Thursday, of course, for Municipal. Olympia versus Municipal. Live and RSR, because the other 2 matches really aren't close at all. So I'm trying to go with something that'll probably do better. So there you go. So I'll see you on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.